Hey guys, this is Nurse Brian. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, consider subscribing to my channel. This week I want to review about the best nurse practitioner book I've ever had when I was a nurse practitioner student, and as well as when I was studying for nurse practitioner. I've heard this from the forum and from the previous graduates and for the previous nurse practitioners that have passed the boards. And this book is no other than the Family Nurse Practitioner Certification Intensive Review by Codina Leak. I'm not paid to review this book, but I feel like I have the responsibility to share it to you guys. It's very helpful, so let's take a look. Let's look at the table of contents. As you can see, the table of contents is well organized and systematic. They go by each system, the exam information, the reproductive review, pediatrics, gerontology, professional issues, and the last part is the practice questions. Just know that there's 725 questions here. And then the next part is learning the organization credentialing body of the nurse practitioners. As a nurse practitioner, students will hear AANP and ANCC credentialing body, as these are organizations that will provide certifications when you take your board exam. There may be some confusion which organization to take, but it's really a matter of preference. Here you can find the frequently asked questions regarding the topic, and they are all here. So now that you're a nurse practitioner student, know which exam to take, and if you have any question, refer back to this book. So the next part is this book gives you a question dissection and analysis. So it's really important that we understand what kind of questions and how we can answer those questions on the exam. So this is a really good tip here. Just know that on the board exams, they may ask drag and drop questions, interpreting a photograph, multiple choice with more than one answer, which is a fun one. And then they also ask any diagnostic imaging, like interpreting a diagnostic image, culture-based questions, interpreting lab results and what diagnostic test to order, some medications, and my favorite part here is the screening guidelines. Just know if you're taking like the family nurse practitioner, these are the screening guidelines that we have to know when we're assessing our patient, when we're doing our physical. So it's really important. And then, as you can see, when you start reading this book, it's very straightforward. What do I mean by that? So if you're reading a particular condition, it will give you a summary of what the condition is. What does it look like, the classic presentation. Also, what would you find on the physical exam, as well as the treatment plan. It's very direct. So you're not like flipping pages after pages. It's very direct to the point. It's easy to retain the information. It's easy to look up if you need a quick resource. After reading a particular disease condition or a section chapter, know that in the end they provide an exam tips. You must read the exam tips, as it may show on your board exam. It's really helpful for me when I was studying for my boards, because it really it really helps me focus on what I need to know on the board exam. And I feel in that way I feel less anxious when I was reviewing for the boards. What I did is I actually wrote all the exam tips and put it on an index card. So when I'm at work, I'm actually going over it and reading it. And sometimes I would put it on my on the Microsoft Word, so I can print it. I print all the exam tips from this book And then so I have a collection of the exam tips. So, and then the last part are my favorite, are the practice questions, because when I took my board exam from AANP, when I was looking at this question, they look very similar, as if I was just reading the leak review from the exam. So it's the way that they ask the question is very similar. So that might be helpful for you when you're studying for boards, and you'll see some familiarity on the way they ask the questions. And in the end, I would read all the rationales. You can see here, it will tell you all the possible rationale from each question. So just in case you pick the right answer, it will tell you right here. Or if you pick the wrong answer, it will tell you why it's not the right one and why this is the correct one. And it took me about maybe a good month to finish this book, because I'm also working when I was studying my boards. But yeah, so I highly recommend this book if you can only have one book to focus on, because sometimes, like, if we have so many review books, as we remember when we were back in doing and studying for NCLEX, the more books you have, the more confusion that you'll get. So for me, I tend to be more minimalist and simplistic in choosing what books that I need for the boards. And this is the book so far that really helped me pass my boards. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment. This is not an in-depth review, but it's more of a closer look. So for the nurse practitioner students that haven't seen this book, I highly recommend this book for everyone's studying for the boards, and also for the NP students. So yeah, feel free to drop some questions below, and if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe to my videos. Again, it's Nurse Brian. See you later. Bye.